Hello everybody! How's everybody doing today? It feels like it's been forever since I did a video. I thought I would tell everybody what's been going on, and I've got a thingy over here to look through. That goes with what we've been doing. The first week in December, we went, my parents, me and my oldest daughter, went to Michigan, Grand Rapids to be exact, for a fruit and vegetable growers conference. We go usually every year. Anybody that actually grows lots of vegetables or fruit or has a greenhouse, there's something for you to watch. There is also marketing stuff. Mom usually sits in through most of that. They had a lawyer talking about LLCs and that stuff, which I know can be kind of not the best to listen to, but it was very educational, and it kind of opened your eyes to some stuff just for the liability sake. We don't like to talk about that stuff, but it happens. And then we come back, and I had deer season, and I like to hunt. So we were out and tried the new 450 Bushmaster out, and I have no idea why I waited so long to buy one. Fun gun to shoot, accurate, and knocks them down. So it's all a win. But I also brought some stuff back from Michigan. There where we go, they have a big trade show. It's a great big auditorium. I don't know what they have, like 200. Wow, they got more than that. They probably have 400 vendors there or something like that. I know in the advertisement said in 2016 they had people from 40 different states and 8 different provinces of Canada. So there was a few people there. It's really interesting, some of the stuff. A lot of the stuff they talk about are on a larger scale than me. But it's interesting because some of the stuff does work that way and does translate it. But I'm going to get my pile of swag, 2 bags full, laid out and kind of sorted a little bit real quick. And that way I can show you some of the cool stuff I brought back and different things. And that way it'll work. That's why I come out here, so I had plenty of table space. I can lay it out on the tables and we can see what's going on. Let me get the stuff laid out and we'll get the camera back on. I got all my stuff laid out, or most of it, and I'll kind of go through a little bit of what everything is and different things. And you got to get the calendars because I like to write stuff down when I start stuff. That way I have it for next year. And so of course you got to get the classic muscle cars, the wildlife, and the classic tractors, just because. These are 2 little catalogs about growing hydroponic stuff and what they offer. The Midwest Apple Institute, they are, or Improvement Association, if I'd read it all the way. They are from Michigan, and they're developing new apple varieties, which some of I'm kind of interested in, so I grabbed their stuff. Got some chapstick and a metal bottle opener, the 2 little sticky calendars, a rain gauge, because you always need rain gauge. Anybody guess what that is? It's cool camo, but it's also a bottle koozie, or a koozie. You take it, and it's got the things like them old slap wrist thingies that we used to have as we were kids, and it coils up around whatever you want. It's kind of cool. I don't know how much I'll use it, but I got it. This goes with the Midwest Apple Institute. This is their magazine they put out with all the different stuff. This is their newsletter. Catalog from Osico. It's got a bunch of, like the apple picker. They actually sell that. It's a lot of orchard supplies and stuff. Catalog for flowers. We're hoping to maybe start some flowers in here. So we got flowers, nursery, which has a lot of plastic stuff in it, more flowers, This was a catalog that went with them other two. A tiller, new tiller that they've developed, and the prices, and they have a tractor, and it has all the specs and stuff, and the branded technologies, the Great Lakes Specialty Crops from Wilbur Ellis. It's got a lot of the chemicals and stuff, greenhouse stuff, irrigation, more greenhouse stuff, the plastic pots, because that way I kind of know how to price my stuff a little bit from that stuff that I got really cheap. And it has the different planters, and it's got all kinds of neat stuff in it. I may have to order some. A catalog that's got all kinds of hort supply stuffs. These two up here are actually magazines that I do believe are free to subscribe. Growing Inside and Green Profit, you know, Inside Grower. Hemp is big. It was kind of weird seeing hemp plants there. And then you got your plastic pot, molded stuff. Distributing, I'm not sure which catalog this is. Oh, this has got a bunch of greenhouse supply stuff and knife assemblies for cutting, for outside stuff. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything in it. Disc blades, different stuff. Harris Morgan Pumpkin Guide. I really like it because Harris Seeds grows a lot of it, and I love these pumpkin guides because it's like they're cool. Different pictures, quick guide, sizes, how big stuff is, how it's spacing. Harris Seeds, we order a lot of stuff out of it, a lot of our seeds. Seedway, produce, Cushman Creek Supply, produce growing catalog. The more flowers, this is bulbs. Garden Trends from Harris, this is their like more homeowner prices. Seedgers, this is just seeds again. Johnny's, the Harris Seeds, new varieties for 2020. It's always kind of neat when they put their stuff together to show what they're doing. Then of course Root, we like them too. We order a bunch of stuff. Of course their pumpkin guide, because you know I like pumpkins because we grow a lot. Stokes, Toro irrigation stuff. A.M. Leonard, they do a lot of green orchard stuff. I've seen them in different catalogs, but they actually were there. The Clifton Seeds, and then Toro drip tape, because I'm horrible with choosing drip tape, and this kind of gives me some different information and different kinds. And seeing these are for the inside. The floriculture stuff, shelf life, on what they do and how light affects stuff. This was one of the classes I went to. Indoor growing and grower select and gardener select stuff. This is a new weeder that we were kind of looking at. I don't think it's in our price range yet, but I think it would help. But it takes 2 people to run that, even if you got the single row, because somebody has to drive the tractor and somebody has to sit on the back and run it around the stuff. These pocket calendars are awesome. My 4-year-old loves it because there's maps in the back. If I can get it open. She's always drawing on them and that, and I figured they're free. They do have a nice little notebook in the front. And then you've got your nice calendar, which is kind of handy to keep track of certain stuff. This is just an advertisement. That's actually a glasses cleaner rag thing. They're awesome. They're really cool looking. Plus, I have glasses and I really need to clean them sometimes. Then we got pens, carpenter's pencils. We got one of these cool pens that has the clippy on it, and then it's got the 4 different colors like we used to have when we were like over. You know, you want red, push the red down, it writes red, black, blue, green. Awesome. Koozie, I could have picked up a whole bunch more of them, but I didn't. Oh, and the chip clip bag thing, a sticker for bunk beds. Then we got a bunch of pens and pencils. This is actually a little cheapy flashlight. Well, if I get the right button. It's bright. We were playing with it. We think that'd be awesome to throw in a vehicle because you always need them. Bee awareness, since, you know, we have honeybees. We always like that. We've got the sticky thing to put your, like, business cards or driver's license or whatever on the back of your phone. I doubt that's where mine goes, but I don't know. It's kind of cool. Then we got some notebooks and then a magnetic, if I get my phone tipped up, a magnetic calendar. It's little, but, you know, sometimes it's nice when you're trying to figure out what day it is. And then this is the book that we got that had all of the different stuff they were doing. You know, like this was greenhouse education for Wednesday morning, and had all the times and places and what they were talking about. If anybody is in the area or interested, it's usually the first full week in December. I do believe they've already got it scheduled for next year. I hadn't even looked yet though. But it's the Great Lakes Fruit, Vegetable, and Farm Market, sponsored by Michigan State Horticultural Society and the Michigan Vegetable Council in a cooperation with MSU Extension and the Michigan Greenhouse Growers Expo. It's really kind of cool. It's really interesting. I have some pictures of some of the equipment inside, but it was hard to get a video with that many people in it. I figured pictures I could figure out how to put at the end. But then, of course, the bags were free from Rockford Packaging Company. I mean, you got different bags. And, of course, this is just my papers from the classes I sat through. They do put it all up online when we're done. But the different things that, you know, they talk about, and there's PowerPoint things. They just print them out. It's kind of cool. So that's kind of what we've been up to. So it kind of made it, I mean, you sit and think about it, that's a lot of stuff. I didn't spend anything on any of this stuff. We did buy a new scale and a stand and plant, and so I'll have to show that later because I forgot to grab it. But there's stuff you can purchase right there from them. Which the sad thing is I bought the deal I got from a place in Iowa. We went clear to Michigan to buy it from a place in Iowa. So, support local. They were there. They had some really cool stuff. They had a vacuum activated planter that runs on the vacuum, like the big commercial, like farming ones. But it run off like a tiller like this. And it had duals on it, so it was self-propelled, and it would plant. And so then you could plant stuff from like pumpkin seeds clear down to like lettuce seed with it. And so that was kind of cool. But kind of, this is where I get ideas for stuff also, and how to try to do things. It's kind of really interesting for me to look through some of these catalogs and decide how to do it. And then, of course, I like pricing stuff for through certain seed catalog. Like, you know, you find something you like in the one catalog, you go over to like the Johnny's and compare it and see if there's something similar, and then you try one of the other ones in price, and it's amazing. Certain ones are so much cheaper than the other, and it's the exact same seed, but then something else, the other one's cheaper. So it's kind of watching your bottom line a little bit. You sit and price stuff in amongst 3 or 4 different ones. It doesn't take too long. Well, yeah, I might order stuff from 3 or 4 different companies, but it's helping me out in the long run because it's making it not hurt my pocket as bad. You know, when you sit and think you order $1,000 worth of pumpkin seeds, you'd like it to go as far as possible, and that stuff. Just get the best deal for your dollar spent. But there you go. That's kind of what we've been up to. Why I've been busy, hadn't been around, because we tried not to do a whole lot. I mean, by the time we went and sat all day and then went and ate supper and went back to the hotel room, you kind of look through your books, get ready for the next day, and you're up early again the next day and go sit through classes, and your mind kind of gets boggled out. And so then I kind of got behind, and now I'm getting stuff caught back up and kind of showing you what I got and different things you can do up there. It was really cool. We've been here at the orchard for 11 years, so we've been going up there. This is probably the 8th or 9th time we've been up there in the 11 years. I know there was a couple years we didn't go because we had stuff going on, but we've tried to make it most years, and it's kind of my vacation, but it's also work related, so it's not really a vacation. It makes it really good, but that's kind of what we've been up to. Between that and deer season, I've kind of been behind everything. Now hopefully we'll get some stuff figured out and start getting stuff actually done. We got to order our tomato seeds, which I know where we're getting them from. I just got to sit down and make the order. And then we got to go out and get some rock wool so we can start it. And we're trying to decide if we wanted to do the smaller rock wool or bigger rock wool again this year. And I'm not sure yet. We'll sit down and decide what everybody else thinks. But we should be getting that done. I got to finish the heater. I think that's the last thing we got to do is we got to put the heater in, or finish the heater up. I have to put the chimney out, cut the hole in the tin for the chimney, and put the chimney up. And then I have to finish the propane line, which is fix that rubber hose and connect the copper at the other greenhouse. And I think that's done. Clean up all my junk in here. I think Dad had a couple plugins to finish up with. Did he get this one switched? Yep, he's got that one switched. And then I think that's... Well, I'm going to put plastic up over the fans because I don't want them to leak air. We may just put some quick insulation up on it for this year. We would really like to spray foam it, but I think we're running out of time to get it done. Because here shortly we'll need to have everything running. And then I got to tape up a couple spots in the plastic where we spliced it. I got to take some tape and just tape it up. But I think I'm going to need to get the heat rolling in here a little bit and get some of the moisture out. And then we're going to put our wall in here, this purlin. And then we've got another wall to put in there. And then we're going to tape that back door off and vents. That way we get less air coming through. But it's super nice out here right now. But always stuff to do. I guess I got to, before I shut that up, I got to get some more blocks in so we can put these 2 middle tables up. And then I'm going to move them over. And we may try to plant something in the dirt in here, down here at this end. Just because. And get my potting soil down. I got to start getting that stuff ready to start getting ready. Because after Christmas we're really going to start getting crunched in here and get stuff up. I gotta get that potting soil moved down so I can fill pots. And then these shutters work really good for like in the summer, but we're gonna definitely have to put something over them for the winter because you can just see the light coming through and you can feel the air coming in. Or I can feel the air coming in, but you know, they don't seal quite as well as you'd hope they would, but they are a whole lot better than nothing. So we're just going to take it and we're going to put plastic over it and tape it on probably to this metal and just get it sealed up that way as best as we can. And then like this big door, we're going to probably do the same thing, but we might just use like lath or something and screw it straight to the 2x4 and the 4x6 posts around it, and then get that one taped too. And that way it'll get that all looking nice, and get the potting soil ready. We've got the hydrant on. We have electricity in here. Let's just hook up the propane and get the chimney hooked up, and we should be ready to rock in here and get heat going. We got to get our heat mats laid out here. We probably are, I'm thinking I'm going to go grab some like 4x8 sheet of styrofoam insulation, and we're going to lay that down and put the heat mats right on it, so that way maybe they'll be a little bit more efficient. I've heard of other people doing it, so that's kind of, well, I'm going to do it. I'm not sure if we're putting the heat mats in the middle or if we're putting them on the edge, because we can always cut the styrofoam down to fit the table. As we've got the roll of plastic to build our walls in here, and we're probably going to put the fans, tape the fans off, probably put insulation up on the wall, just that roll silver stuff that we have, that we got. Put it up, at least get us by for right now. That's about all I can think of right this minute. But there you go. Kind of what I've been up to, what we're working on, what my plans are for the next little bit. I do still have some stuff out in the big greenhouse to finish cleaning up. Get the rest of the clips off and the tomato vines put in the wagon. Just all that fun stuff, you know. Always got something working on. Clean up this mess from all of our stuff. Oh, I remember what I did. I bought 6-inch instead of 8-inch pipe. I think I showed that once other time. So I got to take that T back and the cap and get an 8-inch. I do have an elbow, but it seems like every time we use an elbow, it rots out right away. So I like using the T's. They seem to hold up a lot better. And I've got the plumbing to finish up my copper and propane line. I just got to get it taken apart so I can put it all back together, and then get some of this garbage cleaned up. Got to get a garbage can out here just because. Get it all cleaned up, moved around, sorted. We got plastic to use. We just got to get some more tape. I think we've got more duct tape, but I'll have to look and get that plastic taped up because I don't like it hanging. It drives me nuts. Which won't be a big deal. It's just got a little stuff. Get another garden hose out here because we've got a garden hose set up right there. I just don't think it's going to be long enough for what I want to do. And I know I've got a good long one out here. We'll get it drug in, and that way it starts thawing because it's probably froze. Get it put in here, and then we've got that. Oh, I remember the other thing we needed to look at. We need to find an inflation fan for our dual plastic. That way it'll puff it up. I know we've got a couple spots that need some tape yet. You know, like up here, you can see the dark spot. It's got a spot rubbed in it. We'll get it put up. I think that's everything. I think I went over everything. Again, if you guys have any questions or anything, throw them down in the comments. We'll get them. I'll answer them. I try to get it. I'm not always the quickest at getting them done, responded to, but I always get it done eventually. If you have something you'd like to see more about or talk more about, throw her down in the comments. We'll get her talked about and go from there. I guess I've talked forever. It's 20 minutes already, plus the other part. So I better say goodbye, talk to you guys later, and you guys have a good day.